Cambridge Breakfast with Gavin Richards.
Cambridge Radio.
We have got Daniel Zeichner, I think, on the line now. And, of course, there has been lots of moving and shaking in government yesterday. Obviously, a very exciting day if you're in politics. And welcome to the programme, Daniel, this morning.
Good morning. Yes, lots going on.
So what's your take on the newly emerging government in terms of the movers and shakers so far? And most importantly, perhaps, what do you think it means for us here in Cambridge?
Well, I'm really pleased by some of the new appointments. I think they're really positive. I'm very pleased to see someone like Matthew Pennycook, who's the Housing Minister, now attending Cabinet. Matthew's been very important in the discussions we've been having about the future of Cambridge. So I'm looking forward to working with the new team, and I think this is positive for us locally.
And after the challenges of recent months, I'm sure there are upsides to the fact that so many Labour MPs coalesced behind one leadership candidate. But it did mean, I suppose, that the party was denied an opportunity for an open debate about ideas and policies. Did you regret that?
Frankly, I don't think there's ever a shortage of debate about ideas and policies in the Labour Party, in my experience. No, I don't think a protracted internal discussion argument over the summer would have served the interests of the country. I think the local election results were a real wake-up moment for the Labour Party. They weren't good for us in Cambridge. They were far, far worse in other parts of the country. And I think that's what meant that colleagues concluded that although Keir Starmer was a very good man, and I think he did a lot of good things, that he'd lost the support of the country, which is why a change was needed. And that has now been effected, I think, in a fairly straightforward kind of way, and I'm pleased about that.
But all this talk of change, but I guess to subdue any clamours for a general election, Andy Burnham said that he'll base his approach on the manifesto on which you were elected. So will it really change anything?
Oh, I think a lot's changing anyway. I mean, I think some of this is about the mood. When you look at the changes that have been introduced, I mean, our railways are now going to be back in public ownership, and we're already seeing the trains being painted different colours. That kind of thing is happening. We've seen a big change in terms of the rights of people who rent, and of course there are many, many people renting properties in Cambridge. We've seen big changes in terms of people's employment rights. So change is happening. I think one of the problems is that people want to change instantly as if it's a switch. I mean, it has taken the best part of 2 years to get a lot of this legislation through Parliament. So you'll only begin to feel the real changes in the second half of the term, which is a bit tough on Keir Starmer because he's done that work. But now it needs someone to really lift the spirits and inject some hope. And I think that's what Andy is doing.
And he was criticised by the Shadow Chancellor, Mel Stride, for being a flip-flopper. And I think the expression that was used was that he blows around in the wind but doesn't make the weather. Is that the Andy Burnham that you know?
Well, I also know Mel Stride, and I wouldn't take a huge amount of account of what Mel's saying. I mean, he's doing his job. He's the shadow spokesperson. They've got to find something to say. Look, Andy's a very, very experienced politician. He's shown in Manchester what his kind of leadership can do. And I think, he originally left Westminster because he was frustrated, went to Manchester, showed you can take a different approach, and has now come back to Westminster to try and change the way Westminster works. And I have to say, having been there 10 or 11 years, I think it's long overdue.
And trying to make this as local as possible, for you, what would represent success and positivity for Cambridge after, say, a first year of Mr Burnham's premiership?
Well, look, we're seeing a huge amount of success at the moment. The opening of the new railway station at Cambridge South. I was with the King opening the Whittle Laboratory yesterday. Cambridge is on a really, really impressive path at the moment, but the important thing is it's got to be shared by more people. And that's the thing, I think, which makes a difference. So whether it's finally dealing with rough sleeping, as Andy has said yesterday, those kind of things, I think, are still the things that need to be done. And obviously for Cambridge, having a better transport system and having housing that people can afford, absolutely the kind of things that Andy's talking about will be the test for success.
Sure, because the rough sleeping message was really kind of straight out, wasn't he, when he got to 10 Downing Street? Is that something that chimes with you locally?
It does, because, I mean, this has been a very long-term problem, of course, in Cambridge, and because we're a welcoming city, we do tend to attract people from across quite a wide-ranging area, and it is a complicated problem. And my guess is you'll never be able to eliminate it 100%. But Labour has made big efforts in the past, but you've got to make that effort. And that's clearly what the Prime Minister is indicating he wants to make a priority. And I think that'll be welcomed right across the political spectrum.
Well, it's been a turbulent decade for politics, isn't it? And I understand the unit of measurement for prime ministerial service is a lettuce, with Liz Truss serving 1 lettuce. Keir Starmer served 15.2 lettuces. How many lettuces do you expect from Andy Burnham, Daniel?
Well, when I went to see John Shropshire's lettuce production fields outside Ely, he gave me a lettuce, and I said, "That's very generous of you, John." He said, "There's 1 million in this field, so let's go for that."
Brilliant, and you've taken it back to a local level. I'm sure it's going to be a busy day for you politically. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to join us this morning.